Welcome to the I'm Such a Pisces podcast. We're two friends taking an explorative journey into all things astrology and a little woo. I'm Christine. I'm a creative, intuitive counselor and coach, and astrology enthusiast. We Pisces like to wear all the hats. You can find me on IG at The Dreamy Piscean.
And I'm Shelby. I am a licensed social worker, a big feelings person, and a light skeptic. Here to learn all the astrological things. You can find me on Twitter at Shelby Tweeting, and being a Cancer rising on Instagram at Shelby Cooking Things. Welcome to our show.
Hey, hey.
Hey. We did not talk about who was going to start.
Hey, we're back though. We're back in this thing. Season 3. So glad to be back.
I missed this.
I know. It's just good times.
Christine, tell the people, how have you been?
Ooh, well, I've been riding the wave, right? That's what we're doing. We're just riding the wave. So that's what I've been doing. The waves have been coming, and I've just been trying to ride them. Trying to surf. That's how I've been doing. Surfboard. Yeah, a little surfboarding in there, but
just a little bit.
Just a
not
little.
Not as much as Christine would like.
Not as much as I would like, but hey, my life is still young. I don't know. I'm trying to. What is it? The day is still young. Like the night is still young. Hey.
The life is still young.
The life is still young. I got time. Like, there's still plenty of time for lots of surfboarding. And I look forward to it.
Yep.
Manifesting that into my life.
Now, while we're on the subject of manifestation, really, what did we say in the trailer? This season is going to be messy. It's going to be weird. Let's get right into it.
Ooh.
Let's talk about a mistake that I made recently with manifesting.
Ooh, yes. Okay, I thought you were about to call me out. But, okay, yes. Let's talk about a mistake you made.
Oh, my God, no. This whole episode will be plenty of that. We have so much time for that.
Yes.
So, no, I'm just going to talk a little shit on myself really quick and talk about, so... last season we've been on, I've been doing my roller derby. I'm on the roller derby team now.
Yes.
I'm, out there kicking ass and taking names, and not really. I'm mostly just getting beat up a lot, but that's fine.
Hey, that's part of it. It's part of the fun.
It is. And recently I shared with Christine, I had an experience where I had my first real bad derby injury, and I took a skate just right in the pussy. It hurt so bad, and I was laughing because I was telling Christine I was manifesting just getting my fucking pussy pounded, and that was not
the way yeah. And what I say, those manifestations, you got to be specific. You got to be specific.
So specific. So
so sorry, friends. That still just every time. Yeah, no.
Yeah, so I'm over here recovering. But just to let that be a lesson to, if you're manifesting things these days, be very, very specific.
Very specific, yes. Exactly what you were imagining. Write that out, say it out, speak it, yes, because sometimes it does happen, but not the way that you imagine. You're like, wait a minute, okay, well, I did say that, but that's not what I meant.
It's not what I meant. And, I just felt like I should start off the season with that. Just to let you know, don't listen to this with your children. Mom, you should turn it off right now if you're listening.
It's time to turn it down.
Etc., etc. Because I'm ready for it to get weird. Are you?
Yes. We're Pisces, right? It's just going to get weirder and weirder. Welcome to our world.
Anything goes.
Yes.
And anything goes.
Yes. Who knows where these waters will flow, you know? The poet is back.
Man, that reminds me, I just got... it was yesterday, I think, but one of my co-star things from yesterday was something about my shitty notes app poetry. And I was like, I really should write more of that. I really should.
Yes. Ooh, I love some notes app poetry. Probably every phone I've owned has definitely had some notes app poetry. And I'm like, ooh, I was feeling some type of way that day. Like, reading that stuff back.
Reading it back is always fun. I'm less of a notes app person and more of just like a physical journal person. But
yeah.
Every once in a while I'll go back. I'll go back and read something I wrote and just be like, oh my God, you are so fucking angsty. Like, what is your problem?
Just all in the feels.
Yeah.
It happens.
Emo for life.
Yeah. It's the life of a Pisces. I'm telling you. Just emotional. Look, we have this, like, one of the kids at our school, she's a Pisces, and I'm constantly trying to help her with her emotionality. She is constantly crying. I'm like, you are like the poster child for Pisces. Like, she's always crying, but she's always walking her ass right into situations where she would be like, it's like, honey, listen, walk away. Don't walk into the situation that you know that you're going to get your feelings hurt. Like, and I'm like, such a Pisces. Wait, such a Pisces.
Is this child in the room with us right now?
Is she me?
Is she here?
Is she here with us? I'm like, are you me? Are you me? And girl, and there's a boy, there's a Virgo, and they get into it with each other all the time. And I'm like, no, they hate each other right now. And I'm like, catch me in high school and tell me if y'all are not dating, because I see it for you.
Yeah.
Like, they just can't, like, leave each other alone, and they love to pick at each other. They know each other's little... I'm like, oh, and I tried to explain. I actually, like, had a conversation with both of them, and, like, you're a Pisces, and you're like this, and then I had the same conversation with him, like, you're a Virgo, and he's like, yeah, yeah, he was going with me, and I'm like, okay, so this is how you do this, okay? Like, you got to give her some time, give her some space, back up off her. He's like, oh, I know, I just got to do this. This is all I got to do to make her better. I'm like, okay, that's great that you know that. Give her a little time.
In 5th grade talking about, like, trying to make her better. Like, just...
No. And the same, look, I've been the same boy, like, this week, it's Valentine's Day, so we've had lots of romance, dates. I'm like, these 4th and 5th graders going on better dates than I'm going on. So I'm just trying to see what's going on, in my life, that, the little babies are, doing better than me.
Don't worry, we will get into it today.
All in all, to say, I've been doing astrological counseling at the school. Just,
You know what? Somebody pay for that as your job title, because honestly, I feel like everyone's life would go a lot smoother if they just had the awareness to
listen.
Be like, oh, this is an important truth about who I am as a person. And, you can call it astrology, but you can also just, like, take it as, like, a little bit of self-awareness that you might not have had otherwise, And I think that could be really helpful. And kids love it. I don't know.
They love it. I mean, they all like to ask, like, what, if they don't know what their sign is, they like to ask what their sign is. And so I tell them all, and they want to know what does that mean about me? And, like, once I get, like, what their signs are, I mean, it's so, I'm like, that, exactly.
There is nothing that people love more than hearing about themselves. And, like,
right.
It's, like, such an easy in for astrology.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you, like, give them some qualities that they're like, okay, well, this means this, and this means this, and you probably XYZ. Like, who the fuck does not want to hear good things about themselves?
Right.
And then, then you got to slide in the like, well, and then also you got to watch out for this.
Right. But, like, well, let me tell you some of the bad parts too, because you are kind of like this. And they're like, but then they can take it. They're like, yeah, I am like that. Like they can receive it. Once they hear the great things about themselves. But I think I just insert my little services in here and there. I just sprinkle them around.
Just the local elementary school witch lady. Right. We love it. Okay, we fucking love it.
In here with the tuning forks, just doing our little esoteric things up in here. Love it.
Hashtag esoteric things.
Esoteric things.
Speaking of esoteric things, do we want to do a little co-star? Do we want to get some horoscopes?
Let's definitely. Yes, let's get some horoscopes.
All right. Let's see. Do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first?
I can go. Let's say live chaos or
bitch.
Is it live chaos? I don't know. Live or live. It's chaos.
Live chaos.
Like,
it's not even a full sentence.
That's what it
live
says. Chaos. That's the note. That's the horoscope. Live chaos. So
did you live chaos today?
Oh, every day at Abbott Elementary is full of chaos. Mm-hmm. Every day. Just every day I'm like, okay, where am I? Like, what have I signed up for? What am I doing with my life right now? So my dues, right? Frescoes. Ooh, okay.
Okay.
Applause. Round of applause. Pulp.
Okay, juicy.
Juicy.
Y'all, one of these days we will have a video component and you will see all the sexy ass facial expressions that Christine makes when I just say regular words.
You gotta keep it fresh over here. Frescoes, if you will. Don't resentment. I've been trying to not be that way. Right. So there's, feel Beyonce rising up in my spirit. Like, sometimes the resentment's just, ooh, okay. Yes. No tear jerkers.
No can do.
We like to cry. So, I don't know.
Right.
And heights, no heights. Stay grounded.
Also no can do.
I'm like, now, I do elevate. I don't know about, those heights. I can't promise that, but I might stay on the ground-ish.
Well, you're better than I am.
What are you, you have plans to be up?
Oh, I mean, most of the time.
Up in the stuck?
Fucking clouds,
Well, yeah, I mean, Yeah.
Yeah. Hard to be on the ground. Really hard to be on the ground.
Yeah.
Super bad at it. No earth in my chart, hardly at all. Really nothing to ground me.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, look, I have like at this point witnessed enough charts in like people's personalities to like see those lacks and like, yeah, you don't have that. Like, and I see how that affects you. Or like even myself, like, I don't have that, and I see how that affects me. Or when I meet someone else that has like a lot, like of air sign, for instance, right. I'm like, ooh, you have a whole lot of that, and I'm like, ooh, that's a lot. Like, they're like, you have nothing going on in your head. I'm like, yes. Absolutely. Like, but that's how it feels to them because they have so much going on. I'm like, I think a lot, but like also there are times that I'm like, yeah, I mean, isn't that the point of like meditation? Like,
right. It's
are we
just
supposed
not
to clear the mind? So
it's wild to me. Okay, so this is a little tangential, but like I know I'm getting ahead of myself because we're going to talk about Aquarians today.
yes.
But like I knew an Aquarius who told me that they would meditate and then they would describe their meditation, and I was like, you're just like replaying a thought in your head over and over and over again. Like, that's not what meditation is supposed to be. And like, I get it because I also do that, but like I have enough to know that like that's not what it's supposed to be. Like, you're literally just like replaying these thoughts and like yeah, I don't know.
Interesting.
That's the vibe.
I mean, and it might be meditation, especially for like, you know, air sign energy, because like I feel like for people who have a lot of that energy, it probably is hard to like clear the mind. Like, that probably sounds crazy. Like, clear the mind. Like, for me, I'm like, yes, get it out. Like, you know, I get high and I'm like, I'm spaced, I'm gone. Like, and like, you know, my friend over here is like thinking, like, you know, he's like in the, you know, figuring the things out. And I'm like, okay, I'm, you know, I'm in the clouds, right? Like, we're just in different places.
I think especially when, and like, again, we'll talk about it today because I have a lot of air sign shit going on.
Yes.
But I think I have enough water that like, especially, I think this is why I smoke weed. I think when I'm high, it's like straight up empty mind shit. I'm on my SZA, been on my empty mind shit. Like, there's just nothing. It just immediately is like,
it just clears away.
Time. Yeah.
Yes.
And obviously it depends on, you know, what kind of weed and like there's other factors, but like my day-to-day is just that, and it's really nice when I can just be like, get that shit out of here.
Yes Like, I mean, this is why every day when I come home from work, I mean, at this point, it's like in the car on the way home. Like, it's like, look, we just got to get started now. Like,
yeah,
get it out of here.
Content. Content. Oh, speaking of which, let me give you my co-start.
Yeah, let's hear about how you're getting roasted, or, you know, maybe not.
Mine is actually, it's not too roasty toasty today. It's it says fine grace under pressure, which feels like a good thing for me to remember and to hear today.
Yeah.
Because as you know, I've had a lot of a day today.
Yes.
I will say my do's and don'ts are interesting. So my do's include visions.
Ooh.
So we're having visions.
Yes.
We're doing rhyme scheme and color block.
Oh, fashionable.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, let me go put on some pink so I can match my hair. Yes. By the way, I have pink hair now. I'm like a little unhinged. I love it.
Come on, Venus energy. Yes.
Trying. My don'ts include woo, these are interesting. Puppet master. So no manipulation. Chess moves. And dictatorship. So, manipulation.
Do not.
I'm not doing that today.
Don't do it.
Not trying. Just letting things exist as they do.
Release control.
Just releasing all the control. Doing my fucking best. And that's what I have today.
That's a good one. How does that feel?
I didn't think I was trying to really control shit like that today, but maybe I am.
maybe something will
than I give myself credit for.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying that. No.
I'm saying it. I'm I'm saying it. You gotta remember, just keep that shit in check.
Yes, hey. It's self-reflection, right? Astrology.
Right. Gotta keep it reflective.
Yes.
All the time. I missed my co-star reads. I was still getting them. But,
right, but sharing them.
Right.
It's different when you get to share them, like, ooh, spicy. Some of them are very spicy. Like, okay, damn.
Welcome back, y'all.
Hey.
Okay, so, again, I'm going to try not to get too ahead of myself here, but I know we are talking about Aquarius Men today.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all, Christine has so much to say on this topic.
So much.
And I can't wait because I think I've been on this kind of journey to figure out what the fuck it means for me, because I have both a Aquarius Venus and Mars, and they're just weird placements. So I've been trying to kind of decipher those, and I feel like I will learn a lot from this episode. I know we're talking about men specifically, but like as we talked about in our Dear Pisces Men episode, there's a lot of crossover.
There's a lot of crossover, a lot of overlap. Yes.
Exactly. We get some of that Pisces fuckboy energy.
Absolutely.
I'm certain that I will probably hear a lot of myself in the things that we describe about Aquarius Men later. But before we get there, I just pulled, so I've just been, there's so many like astrology meme accounts, and there's just so many little like things, and I'm not going to sit here and try to describe a bunch of memes to our audience, because you can find those if you want to.
Yes.
But I pulled enough that like I just wanted to give like a little bit of a characteristic. I know we're mostly going to be talking about sun signs. So I wanted to talk a little bit about like characteristics of, Aquarius as a Venus sign, as a moon sign, as a Mars sign, as a Mercury sign.
Yeah.
So here's just like a couple of the things that I sort of came up with. So one of the things that I saw a lot about Aquarius Venus is this idea of like consideration for opposing opinions, like really appreciating if someone is willing to hear you out even if you don't agree. Which like again feels like a very air sign thing, along with like that intellectual banter, like a lot of brain stimulation happening.
Yes, absolutely.
That's just like a theme. I think that's just an air sign theme in general, but just like a lot of heavy banter, a lot of intellectual communication, and like really needing to be stimulated in that way.
Yeah.
Also, something that I feel like I've heard you talk about a little bit is just this like bonding over like a shared love of the same art or music.
Yes.
That is something that like deeply resonates. And I think also as Pisces, that is something that we're like the creative energy, like very connected to that.
Yes, right? Absolutely.
Yeah. Very. And then the last thing is just as far as Aquarius Venus, but again, it probably covers all of these things and sun signs as well. But the mutual respect and like loyalty, it's a very like ride or die kind of sign. Which is not something that I feel like other air signs really have in the same way. But, fixed sign energy.
Fixed sign energy. Aquarius is definitely very loyal. Like once they have chosen you, and I think that's a very key thing that we'll talk about a little bit more later. But yes, once they have chosen you, very loyal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Keyword chosen.
And also like respect that. Yeah, like you needing that reciprocated like real hard.
Yes.
Yeah. And then we have Aquarius moons. So with this, of course, we know the moon is like all about emotions and like how you feel emotions and expressing emotions and all that kind of thing. So I'm not an Aquarius moon, Gemini moon. Y'all should know that by now. But like, I do relate to this in some way. It's just an air moon thing, I think. But like expressing emotions in a very matter-of-fact way and really analyzing your feelings instead of just, you know, feeling them, expressing them and feeling them.
Yes.
Everything's very intellectualized, which I wonder if that feels like another one of those things that's just like a foreign fucking concept for you, because I feel like you feel your feelings so well.
Oh yeah, it's like a physical, like I feel the feelings, like they, you know, like they are, like they overcome me. So it's very interesting, because when I like talk with people like the more air moon, it is more kind of like I can talk you through my feelings. I'm like, I don't even know if I can give you words for this. It's just like, it's so, you know, I'm like doing stuff, motioning with my arms and stuff. Like, it's just big. I don't know. It's like a lot. It's a lot. I'm like, it's a lot. It's like, I don't know. Like, it's heavy.
Yeah.
Like, I can describe weights and like sizes.
It's all like it's so sensory. It's like,
right.
And I get that too, because I do feel that sometimes where like, but it really bothers me when I can't put it into words.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
It's this like juxtaposition of the water and the air. It's like you want to be able to express these feelings in this like minutia, like detail oriented way.
Yes.
But like there's just no words.
Right.
It's too big.
Yes. It's indescribable. Yeah. But as an air moon, it would be very important for you to be able to describe what exactly that feeling is, and that feeling still may be processed more intellectually than like,
right?
You know, in the heart space.
in a somatic way, perhaps.
Right.
So that is our Aquarius moon. And then we have Aquarius Mars. So we're thinking Mars, we're thinking like your, you know, competitive nature, your like, you know, aggression,
your drive and ambition and like sex,
your level of horniness.
Yes, get in there. Sex.
All of the above. That's what we think of when we think of Mars. So when we think of an Aquarius Mars, we think about people who are fueled by the unusual, which is, man, I've been thinking about that a lot lately. The weirder, the better. But yeah, like, you know, driven and fueled by things that are like a little different or a little off. Not off, but like, you know.
Just different, yeah. Just not just like different. the mainstream kind of stuff. Right. Yeah.
Aquarians are like weirdo kids. Like they're cool. They're like too cool, but they're also like, yeah, they like it a little bit different, a little bit weird.
Yeah.
They're like more, I don't know, like a good sense of individuality, I think. Yeah.
It's like, it's not even always like, they're definitely the weird set of Aquarians, and then there are definitely like the people that are almost like the taste makers. Like they're like, I'm not afraid to do it kind of my way, and then it becomes cool because like I, you know, am just different, and like people are going to be attracted to that. So it's like you get like this whole like range of people when you get Aquarians, but everybody is definitely doing their own thing. Like they're not trying to do what anybody else is doing. They're not concerned with what like the crowd is doing. They want to be anti whatever is popular. Like they don't want to be doing that.
Man, this is how I was like, okay, yeah, maybe this does resonate with me, because when I tell you I love to be a hater about something that is really popular.
Right. Yes. That is very Aquarius energy, and they will be hating on it.
Yeah, it's a toxic trait. I can't help myself. You like it? Boring.
That
so basic.
So Aquarius. Ew. Oh my God.
I'm leaning into that, I think, a little more. Like I feel a little, especially in the last like few months, I've just been feeling a lot more like myself. So I'm just like really leaning into the weirdo shit lately.
Yes.
But
yes.
A couple other things about Aquarius Mars that I was reading. So also like a really like a big thirst for knowledge, and using that knowledge as power is like kind of a definitive trait.
Yeah.
They have a hard sense of like mission and purpose, and they always seem to have a plan for the future, which kind of helps them stay in control of their surroundings, or at least feel like they're in control of their surroundings, which is not a trait that I would have necessarily ascribed to an Aquarius, but does resonate with me, and I think with some of the things that you have told me about other Aquarians.
Yes.
You know.
So, I think that really kind of speaks to that Saturn aspect of Aquarius, that old or the traditional ruler of Aquarius, that more like the planning and having that control of their surroundings. Like, it's very Saturn energy, like, hold on, we got to have a plan, we got to know what's going on,
right,
because we need to know what's coming in the future. We need to planning. It's very foreign to me. I do have an Aquarius midheaven, so there is a part of like my life, like that career part, that like there's a little bit more of that, but also
sure,
there's so much other stuff that kind of waves that around. It makes that journey very windy. So
yeah, yes.
Anyways, yes.
And then the last thing I have here is just a little bit about if you happen to have an Aquarius Mercury, which would kind of indicate like how you communicate with other people. And so, of course, we're back on the weirdo shit, like unconventional communication.
Yes.
So free thinking, very innovative, far-sighted, like kind of able to see, far in the future trippin, as you say. Very independent, also potentially a little bit of like an erratic communication style.
Yes. Sorry, that resonated.
Right, it tracks. And then it says, of course, that Mercury in Aries, or rather, excuse me, Mercury in Aquarius separates feelings from thoughts. So again, that like intellectualization.
Yes.
Yeah, none of that really feels, I mean, like, that really tracks for what I know about Aquarius, but like not at all for, I don't know. I got the fire Aries.
You have different
like
energy.
I have going.
Yeah, and it's different. It is a different energy. My friends that we will get into, Zaddy Saturn, definitely has I think Aquarius Mercury and Mars. Yeah, because his Venus is Capricorn and his moon is Libra. Yeah. So like, yeah. There's a lot of Aquarius energy, and that Mars and that Mercury are right on.
Yeah. That sounds
right
great,
on.
So.
I'm like erratic sometimes, yes. Like, Aquarians are like notorious. We're going to talk about it. Notorious for like thinking that they are right, or that they're like whatever thought is superior to anyone else's. It can come off pretty cocky depending on the person.
Yeah, that tracks.
So it's interesting to meet in conversation. But yeah, just that Mercury, that mindset, just kind of like, yeah, I mean, I am a genius. Like, yes, okay, yeah.
I did not realize, and again, we'll get into this later because I know you have a lot to say about this particular Aquarius man, but like Aquarius men in general. But like, I didn't realize there was so much Aquarius in the chart. Like, that's a lot. Anytime you have more than 2 of any placement, I'm just like, oof.
Yeah.
So that energy is so strong.
It's strong. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, I mean, it's strong air energy. Like the big 6 is it's all air except for his Venus, which is Earth, is Capricorn. And then the rising is Taurus, which is Earth. So it's air and Earth. There's no water in the chart at all. Like, and I'm like, I see that. There no connection to feelings at all. And so, like, me as a very heavy feeler, very heavy 12th house, energy person, like, trying to make these connections, sometimes it's like, okay.
It's a struggle.
Yes. But anyways, we'll continue.
We'll get
into it. But, I have other Aquarians in my life. I do. But this one in particular is just a lot. He's a heavy Aquarius energy, like the Virgo from seasons past.
From seasons past.
Seasons past.
We love.
He had a lot of Virgo in his chart. And it was just, that you come up against that energy and you're just like, God, it's very interestingly similar.
Right. It's, yeah. You better hope that if it's like a placement that they have a lot of, that you like it. Right. Yes. Because it's going to be strong. On that note, do you want to do just like a quickie celebrity birth chart?
Yeah, let's get into it.
Okay. So all this talk about Aquarians, and we're going to hard pivot really quickly. Because this person is no Aquarius at all as far as we know. We don't know the rising sign, I will say. We don't have a rising sign because we don't have an exact birth time.
Okay.
But Christine, as you know, we used to live in the same city, and now I live in Kansas City, which is where I'm from.
Yes.
And it's very sad because I miss my friend, but also very happy because I love this city and I'm very proud of it. And
yes.
We just won the Super Bowl. Yay!
Yay!
Shouts out. Do I give a fuck about football? Not really, for real. But
same.
I am extremely proud of the city, and I just I take a lot of pride in being from here, and it's
Absolutely.
Very cool. It's good for the city, like we're, etc., etc. I won't get off on my tangent about that, but I could. Just know that I could if you ever want to know about Kansas City.
Yes.
It's much better placed for me on my my astrocartography chart than in Nashville. There really wasn't much for me.
Yeah.
In Nashville, sadly.
That's real, right? Look at the chart. The chart's
now I know.
Not gonna lie to you.
It's not. But anyway, in honor of the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl, I'm going to give you Travis Kelce's birth chart. Are you familiar with Travis Kelce?
I am not.
All right. I want you
Should
to
I
have
Google
a picture
real
in
quick?
your head. Will you just give him a quick Google?
Okay. I got the phone right here.
I'll just give you a little bit of background. So he's been on the Chiefs for a long time. One time, actually, I think this is the best descriptor of him I've ever gotten. So, Crystal from one of our favorite podcasts, The Read. Once she described him on The Read as the kind of white boy that black women like.
Yeah, I was like, oh, yeah. Like as soon as I saw a little icon picture, I was like, oh, okay. Come on, B. Yes.
And I'm not really sure why, but he's very attractive to me. Mm-hmm. He's got a lot of swag. I don't know. That's stupid to say?
It's the swag.
He's very swaggy.
Yeah. When it's the white boy, when the white boy has the swag, it just it does a little, okay. He's got a little something
giving.
Extra. Yeah.
It's giving.
It's a little spice, a little flavor in there. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
He dresses very well. He's just he's just like a fucking tree trunk. That,
Ooh.
Yeah. We're into it. So in honor of that, I'm going to give you his birth chart.
Okay.
So this man is a Libra sun, which honestly kind of surprised me. I would not have guessed that. He seems Libra gives me such romantic energy, such I'm a romantic, but I don't know. It is also like there are elements of it that are just a little bit like I care a lot about my appearance. I like that kind of thing as well. So maybe that's that. He's a Sag moon.
Ooh.
What? Tell me what does that mean to you? What does that mean to you?
Well, the Sag moon is like the notorious, like, you know, bachelor, like the bachelor life. Like, they don't attach, you know, because Sagittarius doesn't want to be tied down. So Sag moon and, you know, your emotional life is like, oh, no, don't attach. So.
That tracks.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about this man other than he was dating this girl who was so cute. I followed her on Instagram, and then they broke up, and I was sad about it because she was real cute. But presumably because he cheated on her because he's an NFL
probably
player. Like,
yeah.
I just assume that's how that works most of the time. But yeah, I just assume he's like probably real bachelor lifestyle kind of guy.
Yeah.
He's a Virgo Mercury.
Oh, okay.
Which I imagine like a Virgo Mercury gives me like very like hard and fast communication, like probably really good in like on a football team if you're trying to communicate with other people, like
very analytical, very
strategy oriented.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very perfectionistic though. Like, hey, it's got to be like this.
Right. Exactly. So that could be a little hard to get along with, I imagine.
Yeah.
But then we have this is the placement that like a bunch of people in the comments were like, I knew it. Scorpio Venus.
Is he like well, he's got the Sag moon and a Scorpio Venus, like he's a lover boy and he's a Libra sun. Okay, so he can romance you, he can charm you, and that might be the thing. He might be very charming. More than
he's
like romantic,
extremely charming.
Yeah,
just
that
like,
might be
as
the
a presence.
Yeah, like that might be the Libra nature, more like the charm. Then the Sagittarius, good time, fun. You know,
yes.
I'm not gonna love you for a long time, but we're gonna have a good time while we're together. And then the Scorpio Venus come in, like, oh, yeah, it's exactly. I see it. Okay.
And
I don't know anything about this man, but I see it. I see this romantic, I don't know.
That's why I wanted you to look up a picture of him, because I'm like, he kind of looks, I don't know. Yeah, he looks like he would be this way. He getting
the ladies or whoever he,
exactly.
likes. He's getting them.
All the ladies.
He's getting everybody. I'm here for it.
Then, okay. So he is also a Libra Mars.
Ooh, okay. Ooh.
Which also kind of an interesting placement. Like,
yeah.
I don't know about that.
So I think whenever you have like a Venus sign in like a Mars placement, it's kind of it's almost like it's in opposition. It's not opposition, but like technically, but like it's almost like it's in detriment. Like it's not natural for the two to be together because they're so different. So yeah, that would be a strange placement to have a Libra Mars.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know about that one. And then so we don't have a rising sign, as I said. Then he, of course, we have Cancer, Jupiter in Cancer, Saturn in Capricorn, and then he's not that much older than, he's probably between our ages, so he's Pluto in Scorpio generation.
Okay. Is that me? I think that's me.
I think that's you too. I think that's the one where I remember one episode where you were like, I was like, we have the same Pluto placement, and you were like, yeah, no shit, Shelby. Like, we're not
it's
that
like
far
25
apart.
years. Like,
I was like, okay, yeah, no, you're right. It takes like 300 years for the Pluto to change
it's like,
planets.
of course
so
we are.
Okay, I guess you're right. But anyway, that is Travis Kelce. Another just like quickie fun facts before we get out of relatable content. So he played in the Super Bowl, and we played against the Philadelphia Eagles. His brother plays for the Eagles, and so he played his brother in the Super Bowl which is crazy because his brother, I looked up his birth chart too, just for funsies, and he has a Taurus moon. I don't remember the rest, but he has a Taurus moon.
Ooh.
And he is like, looks almost the exact same, but he's like got a wife and kids, and he's much more like teddy bear family man.
Okay, I think I saw a picture of him. He had like a fuller beard, like he's just like
He's like a little rounder face.
a rounder face. I was like, oh, he's cute. Look at, who is this one?
Yeah. It's like they're the same person, but like in different dimensions.
Yes,
like,
I love it.
Like the dad vibe, and then the like hard bachelor vibe over here. But anyway, that is Travis Kelce's birth chart. And I think that's all the relatable content I have today.
All right. Well, we did that. We're going to come back with the meats.
Yes. Oh my God, the meats. I'm so ready to get into it.
Let's get into it.
A very quick break, and then we will come back with our meats. Welcome back.
Hey. We back with the meats.
The meats. They're so meaty.
We're about to roast them up.
When I say roast, I mean really roast.
We're about to
Christine's
roast
been
up
waiting.
some Aquarius meats. Dear Aquarius men, we in here.
We got beef with Aquarius men. I just have it by default because they've been mean to my friend, and so I have beef by default. What did we say? We're ride or die.
Ooh, ride or die. Because listen, these Aquarians, like, they're not doing anything out of character, and so I have to remind myself of that. Like, no, I mean they are doing what Aquariuses do. So, and I am a Pisces, and I'm different. We different. We have different expectations. Different needs. Yeah. And I've tried to be accommodating to their needs, and now I need them to accommodate mine. I got to leave it alone. So, anyways, we're not here to talk about me. We're here to talk about these tweets, about what other people have to say about Aquarius men. Esme, okay, I didn't get all the tweet handles, so I'm sorry to people in advance.
It's all right.
But Esme at I Got 40 Cats says, I hate Aquarius men. They want to be different so bad, but end up being the most basic. Ew. So, ew, end up being so basic. Trying to be different.
Actually, that kind of hurts my feelings because, like, the Aquarius placements in me are like, no, I'm a star.
That really upsets that Aquarius Venus. Like, wait a minute, no. But I am different.
I'm special.
I am different. Yes. I'm not basic.
Tell me I'm the most mystical ass bitch you've ever met. Okay?
Yes.
No questions asked.
So, Moon at OKK Zion says, Aquarius men are not loyal. Stop fooling these people. No, because Aquarius is supposed to be a loyal sign. So, there we go. Burberry Fairy at
Love Twitter handles.
Emin Nicole Smith. Emmy. Girl. Okay. Emmy Nicole Smith. Yep. You know who you are. Why do Aquarius men have to put dick down like that? I do not want to be obsessed with you. Stop it. Sis, I feel you.
Christine understands.
I overstand. It's just like, what's wrong with y'all? And then we'll talk about it. I'm like, and then don't even, like, Aquarius doesn't even, like, they're not Aries, so it's like Aries, very strong sex drive, like, want to have sex all the time, right? Like, then you have Aquarius is like, I don't really have to have it. And it's like, but I want, like, my Aries Venus is just like, what?
It's so bad.
It's going crazy over here. And they're just like, yeah, it's cool. Like, yeah. No, we have a great time when we do it. And I'm like, but why don't we do it more? Like, let's have a great time more often. Like,
this is a good thing.
Yeah.
Why can't we have the good thing every single day?
Every day, all the time. What is the problem? Like, I'm like, you're a man.
Get more dick.
Right. More, please.
Okay.
Like,
please, sir, can I have some more?
Please, sir, can I have some more? Like,
that really took me out. I got the giggles.
Just, I mean, help, please. Like, we're both having a great time, right? Like, why are we not having more of a great time? Like, we could be having a great time more often.
We're not even like one sentence into the outline of the meets yet, and we're already I'm already so down. Okay. Right,
okay. Back to the
else you
tweets. What other people are saying. This person says, Maurice, I didn't catch your handle. All my followers are about 99% women. I've never heard them say anything positive about Aquarius men.
Nothing positive at all. Just the dick.
Nothing. Just getting that dick. Himalaya Hartley said, here's some astrological placements you should avoid because they will harm your heart. So we're going to get a little bit more, but like, everyone take heed to this, govern yourselves accordingly. Aquarius Venus. Coming off top. It's you the problem. Gemini men. Gemini Venus and Mars. Libra Mars. See, detriment. Interesting.
Yes.
Pisces men. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, Sun sign men. all the Earth signs.
That's like every man.
Every man. I was like, did you name every man on here? It's just every man.
It's just every man.
And some women, but every man.
Okay.
Sag Mars. Leo.
Okay, yeah, that tracks.
Yes. Leo Moon. Yes.
Okay.
Virgo Venus. Yes.
Okay.
Scorpio Sun, Moon, or Rising. Again, all Scorpios.
God damn. Okay.
All Scorpio placements in the big three. All of them.
Right.
And Capricorn Moon.
That was an extensive list. I can't remember all of that. Also, I've had great luck with Taurus men. Great luck.
I'm like, I don't know how Taurus men got pulled in there. I'm not really sure.
They're great.
Yeah, I'm like, even Capricorn men, I would think not too bad. I don't know, but
too bad.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I've not dated a Capricorn man before. I don't think.
Me neither.
Yeah, I don't think
even
I've
know
had
if I
them.
know one off top.
Yeah.
But but okay.
So this French Baguette said, Aquarius men are good for a fun time, and they're very generous with their money. In parentheses, if they really like you, and again, if they are interested, and that is a key like thing for Aquarius is if they are interested. That's how you get around the whole aloof and detached thing. Like, everyone's like, aloof and detached. It's because they're not interested. So, like...
Yeah, you know what? Again, Venus and Mars, both in Aquarius. That fucking tracks.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go. So, again, if they really like you. And then that says, other than that, run. Get out of there.
Yikes.
Get out of there. Frank Lero at I Hate Backshots. There needs to be a study on why Aquarius men are such whores. Whores. Now, I, again, have heard from an Aquarius man's mouth that he is a whore and tried to describe another Aquarius man as a whore. So, maybe not untrue.
We know ourselves, at least.
Northwest fan number 7 at Katie
Twitter
Ratch.
handles.
I know, right? It's great. It's great. Aquarius men are straight from Satan's pre-cum.
Not even like the regular.
Not the regular. Yeah, the like the stuff that you're like.
That just kind of dribbles out on accident.
Yeah. Ooh. It's not great for Aquarius men. SB Sicko. Wait. Huh?
What did you just say? What did you just
What did I say? I don't know. I don't know what I just said.
Okay, alright. I thought you said, you know what, never mind. I'll just keep going.
Now I'm like, what did I say? Did I say something crazy?
I thought you said my first Aquarius man, and I thought you were just talking about like premature ejaculation, and I don't know. I just
no.
I was like, wait a minute, wait.
Okay, Yep, nope.
I misheard.
I don't know where. You went somewhere with that one. You went somewhere with that one.
I guess so. I don't know where that came from.
Oh my god. Okay. So SB Sicko at Soul Buist. Someone following me has a defund Aquarius men in their DM, and I am crying, but this is so real. We need to rob Vernon. Wow. I'm like, all right. The coldest said, me and Aquarius men do not get along. And May at Sun Ater says, Lord, stop sending me Aquarius men and Cancer men, please. Please, God, man. Please.
I feel like
please.
Cancer men might have to be something that we added to the list, because I feel like while that sounds great in theory, I feel like in practice it would be quite difficult.
See, I'm like, okay, I don't have enough, like, my brother is a Cancer man.
Oh yeah.
But like, I mean, I'm like, I don't know a lot of Cancer men. And so I'm like, are they problematic? Actually, I mean, he's petty, you know, but that's his little toxic trait.
Well, the one I was just thinking of is actually, he's not a Cancer, he's a Gemini. I think it's like 2 days later, so never mind.
Gotcha.
But like, I don't know. Again, it just sounds like, especially if I think depending on the other placements that you would have, it's like really strong, like nurturing dad energy, but like if you're not the kind of person who wants kids, I feel like where do you put that energy?
Yeah.
And like it could be a weird thing to be in a relationship with.
I see that. Okay, I can see that. Definitely. Yeah.
It works for you. It works for your brother because like he's a dad. He's like,
it's perfect.
Doing the dad things,
yeah, it works.
He's cooking.
Yes.
But I don't know.
He's always been more domestic than me. Like really, just kind of like home in just general. Like just more of a sense of home and family. I'm like over here, like I could just detach. I mean, he can detach, but like. I'll be like, no one has heard. Has anyone talked to Christine? She won't return anybody's text. Like, my mom literally sent me a text yesterday, like, you might respond to this in 3 years or never. And, like, this is how we're starting the messages now. Like,
okay. I mean, is she wrong?
She's not wrong. And I feel bad. I'm like, I do try to, like, respond in a timely manner, but it's it's just like it's
hard.
I just can't sometimes. I just can't, and I don't. You do get it, but everyone does not.
Right.
It's just like sometimes I just can't. But anyway, back to the tweets. Because people have a lot to say about Aquarius men. MG. He says, bro, how did my best friend and I just figure out today that our father's birthdays are on the same day today? After all the shit we've talked about our fathers. Fuck Aquarius men always.
Wow. Not a good dad trait.
Not a good dad trait. This one's great. This might be... How many did I save? Oh, I saved a lot. Oh, I saved a lot of tweets.
Christine's been saving this up for a minute.
A lot of people have a lot to say. Like, I'm just saying, it's not just me.
Ready to roast these men.
Yes. Ari says, at Druggy Fairy, says, IDK, which is worse? Scorpio men, Aries men, Aquarius men, Cancer men, Capricorn men, Leo men, Virgo men, Libra men, Gemini men, Taurus men, Pisces men, or Sagittarius men. All of them men's. All of them men's.
All the men.
They're all terrible. Yes. Veronica at V's World says, as a Sagittarius woman, the signs I will refuse to date are Aquarius, Sagittarius, Scorpio, and Leo men. I said what I said. She's not dating them. Aquarius women are bitches I keep close, but the men deserve nothing but a flick to the balls. That is what the Polynesian princess said. Yes.
That's harsh.
Right? A flick to the balls really doesn't. Najee Kayla says, I hate Aquarius men.
That's all. You know what? Straight.
Just I hate them. Lynn said, I told y'all to stop dating Aquarius men. Leave them alone. She told you a long time ago. Why are you still dating them? Poppy says, God, the Aquarius men I love are whores with perfect bodies, and one of them has a wife, but I don't care.
Okay.
You know what? I think we just gonna end it right there because
that's the place to end it. We've done all we can do.
We just can't let these men go.
We can't.
It's a problem.
And now you have to tell me, like, why? What? Give me a refresher. Like, what's up with these Aquarius?
Yeah. So now we are in session, right? Like the doctor is in. Like we have got to talk about what is happening with the Aquarius men. They've got us in an uproar. We hate them. We love the dick. We, like that. We know they're whores, but we still, be trying to date them. Somebody told us not to date them. We still dating them. What's going on? So let's just
these things are things that have probably been said about me at some point in my life.
Yes, I love it.
Not the dick, but like
right. Yes, because not yes. But let's take a little like walk back to what is Aquarius? What is this energy, right? So just a little sign refresher before we get into the mess, really. Aquarius is a sign that is governed by Uranus, and traditionally it was governed by Saturn before, they discovered them other planets out there, okay, let's rearrange the shit. Yeah, it's like, let's give it a new one. Yeah, Aquarius, Uranus is a perfect match. So they've got Uranus and Saturn together. I was about to say Sagittarius. Aquarius is the ruler of the 11th house. So the positive keywords for Aquarius, we've got friendly, independent, original, generous. There's that generous, creative, dependable, thoughtful, loyal friend, humanitarian, witty, strong-willed, and tolerant. So keep in mind that's energy as far as the positive traits. Okay. On the negative trait side, they can be detached, stubborn, distant, rebellious, difficult, cranky, tactless, aloof, eccentric, obstinate, dogmatic, insensitive, unyielding, unemotional, unreasonable, and unpredictable.
Did it feel like there was more bad words than good words? I feel like there was a lot more bad words.
Shelby was like cringing half the time. It's like, oh, no. It's like, hey, it's hard.
That detached, detached, stubborn, distant, rebellious.
Yeah.
Really, it's me.
Yeah.
Hi, Aquarius.
Yeah.
Strong in the chart.
It happened. I mean, and some of that is the fixed energy. You think of like obstinate, unyielding, like things like this. Like, I mean, it's the fixed energy. Like, it's just not gonna let you go. It's not gonna let it go.
Right.
The unreasonable, just again, fixed energy. Even some of the insensitivity, I mean, that's the aloofness. Like, Aquarius they're not an emotional sign. And I think, particularly for my water sign ass, 12th house ass, very emotionally connected. It's just,
it's hard to,
we love them. We love the Aquarius. But it's like when, trying to connect emotionally is just, man, and
very difficult.
Can a water sign really survive in a relationship with that much, air energy, I don't know.
Especially, yeah, like you were talking about earlier, there's no water. There's even a little bit of a fire sign maybe would give you, a little bit of emotionality.
Right. There's none of that.
Heavy on that
air and
just
earth.
Get nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah. It's so interesting. So, that's Aquarius energy, right? So let's, just going to throw out some of the toxic traits I found on the internets of our Aquarius friends. We can, we can comment, not comment. We could just take it in. So one,
let's hear it.
The stubborn. I think that was up there on our list, or maybe something like it. Stubborn, difficult. Yeah.
Yes.
Rebellious. Very. I don't always feel like rebellion is toxic, but I guess it depends on what kind of rebellion that you're starting.
It's a setting thing.
Yeah.
And it depends on why you're doing it. If you're just doing it just because, okay, we get it. It's like a teenage, kind of angst or whatever. But then if you're doing it for a good cause, then...
Right. And then, and Aquarius is, the humanitarian sign, community, so I feel like, that rebellion should probably line up with some kind of good reason, maybe. But, hey, again, it just depends on where you're at.
Right.
So, rebellious, detached, and can make loved ones feel neglected. That's, I have experienced.
You sure have.
Just hello, me.
Hi, I'm still here.
Are we still okay? I'm and it drives me into the Pisces place of do you still like me? And I'm ooh, what's happening to me? But I'm I don't know what's going on. You've gone away. You just,
right.
Just, and then you just come back hey, I'm where have you, hello?
I need some sort of communication. I need to know, where the fuck have you been and why, yeah.
Just send an owl, I don't know, some kind of bird, carrier pigeon, some
something.
It means snail mail. I mean, something. Just write me a letter, send me a note.
Yeah. It's, again, I know I have a lot of other things happening, but, I do feel like I can be a little detached at times. So this is, especially in relationship, long-term relationships, I have a tendency to kind of just be, off in my own thoughts in my own world. And it's nothing against anybody. I just... Yeah, I know I can get like that, so that feels right as well.
Yeah. So, next we have striving to achieve perfection, which we know doesn't work for anyone. So they have that in common with those Virgos, that very,
yes,
perfectionistic energy. Unpredictable, again, that part is difficult for many people. You've got The person who is unpredictable and aloof, like they're detached. So like we don't know when they're coming back. You don't know if they're coming back.
Like, it makes a lot of sense to me that people have an issue with, like, take issue with this, especially, as a man, if you're already, like, a little on that side of being
right.
Just the way that men are sometimes. Like, not to generalize. I know not all men or whatever, but, like, in modern times.
Yes. Problematic energy. So to add to that, we have Aquarius that does not share feelings and emotions easily. So hidden emotions and feelings. So we're not sharing how we feel. Then we're disappearing. Then we're just leaving people out here to dry. Then we are impatient and sarcastic. And that's not... Impatience, probably not the best trait. Sarcasm, people feel differently about. But I think the issue with the sarcasm is that maybe people don't understand the sarcasm, given that they don't understand the hidden emotion and feelings that are there. So I'm like, I already don't even know if you like me, and now you're being sarcastic. So I just think you're being mean, right?
Yeah, no, this, honestly, it's giving a lot of this, similar to the Pisces men, but honestly, I'm going to say this is worse, because at least with Pisces men, you do, like, the problem is that I think they lead people on.
Yes.
Because they are so, like, generous and giving, and, they'll give you, like, a little glimpse into all of those feelings. And so you get a taste for it, and you're just like, oh, this is amazing. And then you realize they're actually doing that with, like, literally everyone.
Right.
But this is just like, you never even get the glimpse.
It's so all over the place. It's eccentric. It's erratic. Like, it's unpredictable, right? Like, at one point you have this maybe very romantic person. It's, maybe someone experiences that, right? And then next thing you know, like, they just, like, don't talk to you or something. Like, you don't hear from them, or, like, they just act very differently, and you're like, what's going on? Like, we're here, and now we're here. Like, right. I don't know. Like, nothing happened. Nothing, nothing happened, but apparently maybe something happened. And so you're going crazy in your mind. Like, what's happened? And this Aquarius is like, oh yeah, I was just over here doing this.
Which, I feel like I've been seeing, TikTok is just like, rotting my brain from the inside out. But I've been seeing a lot of content about this on TikTok specifically, where I see people talking about this idea of, like, a situationship, or, the unpredictability of something, and how much more attached you get to, like, the possibility of what could be.
Yeah.
Because you don't see it play out.
Yeah.
And then you get, like, these sporadic little, like, it's unpredictable, so it makes your brain just, like, your brain's trying so hard to look for these patterns, and, like, you can't help but be, like, hyper alert to that. Yeah. And I feel like that's what Aquarius men are giving. They're just, like, just giving you, these little breadcrumb trails every once in a while that you latch onto, and your brain is just like, yes, give me more, and you can't help it. It's mind games. Right.
It's so many mind games.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's like, you know what? Mind game. I don't have time for these mind games. You know what? I'm going to go over here and get me a water sign man or an earth sign man. Will make me feel
You're a Taurus man.
comfort and security.
Taurus men.
Let me tell you something. Shout out to my Taurus friend. If I don't know if they still listen to the show or not, but that's neither here nor there. My friend texted me, and he said he's checking on me. He's like, I haven't seen, everyone's like, you haven't been posting online. We haven't seen you. Like, we haven't heard from you. Like, what's going on, friend? So, he's like, do you need prayer? Do you need hug? Do you need some money? I'm like, come on, do you need some money? Yes.
Do you need some some money. Always. I'm always
I do
needing
need some money. My friend will, is a supporter. So
also feels like a Taurus trait of just like, what can I get you? Do you need me to support you?
Do you need
support
me?
Bitch? Like,
yeah, I love that. I was like, you just don't, and he's not an astrology person for real. So like, I'm like, it's so Taurus. You just don't understand.
You don't even know.
Like, let me take care of you. Like, do you need money? Do you need a hug?
Yes.
Do you need some comfort? Like,
I swear, Taurus men are just like a warm blankie.
I love it. I'm like, oh.
Really, just Taurus placements in general. I won't even say just Taurus men. Like,
yeah.
I just love them so much.
I love a Taurus. I mean, it's my rising sign. It's like might be a little biased,
you in that
but
warm blanket feeling. 100%.
Yes, just good vibes. Yes. Yeah. So those are the toxic traits, right? So I just want to, get a few hot takes from us. Some questions that the people want to know. I was over on my website. Is it Answer the Public? Answer the Public. I love. It's just interesting stuff comes from there. So these are questions that are being asked a lot about Aquarius men. And so I just gathered some that looked interesting and that we could maybe have our own commentary on.
I can't wait.
And so I just want to start us with the first question. Does Aquarius man even care?
No. If you have to ask, the answer is no.
The answer is no. Okay. Like, if you have to ask. I mean, I thought it was just so, key that was a question. Does the Aquarius man even care? Because
if you have to ask, you already know the answer.
But sometimes you can't tell with them, and that is part of this sign. Is that sometimes them hidden feelings, they might actually care, but they're not gonna let you know. And it's like, well, how am I supposed to know? And you move on, and they're like, I'm in love with you. And it's like, what? Like, what are you talking about?
Okay.
Thought you hated me. I never knew. Are Aquarius men players?
Are they?
So my response is going to be no.
Okay.
Now here's the thing. Aquarius men, okay. I'm not going to say they won't cheat. I don't know. But they're also very loyal. So
that's true.
As a sign, they should not. Now, the thing is, Aquarius is, again, ruled by Uranus, unconventional, right? We're outside of the box. So they might enjoy some different things. They might enjoy variety in different ways, freedom in different ways. And if they're single, I think they probably enjoy a lot of different people or whatever. But I think if they are committed, they are committed. It's just a matter of which one they are.
Right. Also, I feel like the idea of based on what we've talked about, commitment might look different based on who you are, and you might have to really don't just assume that commitment means the same thing,
right,
to both people.
Yes, and you definitely want to have that conversation with an Aquarius, because you want to understand what is involved in this commitment. And is there some room for openness? Or it doesn't always have to be openness as far as the relationship. And I think I made a note about this later somewhere, but even just variety or allowance for freedom within the relationship of things you do sexually, or keeping things very fresh. Don't let the Aquarius get bored. We don't want to get into a rut or a routine. So that's an important thing. So I don't think Aquarius men are players, but
per se.
If they are single, they are probably not like just dating one person or anything.
Right.
Probably
no,
not.
That tracks for sure.
That is tracks for me
like,
personally.
Yeah.
Different
and again,
occasions.
I'm gonna just keep coming back to this Venus and Mars placement that I have. Like, when I was single, which like I was also kind of a serial monogamous, so we don't have to talk about that. But like when I was, it's like, if you have not put a label on it, I'm going to assume that I'm free to do whatever I want.
Yep.
And that's just what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so yeah. That makes sense. Makes sense. And like, I'm not going to bring it up either. I'm going to wait until you want to talk about that. Because otherwise, I'm just going to be out here doing whatever it is that I want. Problematic. Extremely problematic.
Very Aquarius. I love it. Just embodiments of the sign.
I mean, again, I'm getting very in touch with it recently. The air sign energy. I'm just really embracing the like bimbo culture, you know?
Did you say bimbo culture?
Yeah. Yeah, I did.
Oh my god.
I did.
Oh my god. Okay. I'm gonna bring it back to our list. I'm trying to drive the boat. More this season. Okay.
Drive the boat.
Will Aquarius men... Oh wait, I skipped one, but we'll come back. Will Aquarius men chase you?
What do you think?
No.
Gonna say no.
Absolutely not.
Say no.
They're not chasing nobody. So good luck with that. You will likely have to do the legwork. So this other question is, when does the Aquarius man like you? Or how will I know? Like Whitney Houston, how will I know? How will I know if this Aquarius man likes me? You might not. Again, you might not know. But when they're interested, they will show you interest in their own ways. It might not be the conventional ways, but in their own ways. If they start asking you questions about yourself, like, that's a good sign. They want you to invite you to conversation. That's a good sign.
Yes. I feel like sharing in things, like sharing in music and like art forms, and like, yeah, again, we're going back to like having these intellectual kind of brain stimulating conversations. I feel like that is probably something. Also, just another thing I saw a lot about was just like having a firm foundation of friendship before, like,
yes,
not that they are opposed to like a one night stand or like a something more like fleeting.
Yeah.
But in like actual relationship, it feels much more like we need the friends first dynamic.
Yes. Yeah, I think that comes in that very Saturn energy of like, as far as relationships, like, this is going to take time and I'm going to get to know you and I'm going to learn things about you. This is going to be not just like a love decision or heart decision. This is going to be like a practical decision. Does this make sense?
Exactly.
So yes, I see that a lot. Yeah. Let me see. Will Aquarius men make the first move?
See, what do you think?
If you wait for him to look, this is me. This is my Aquarius Venus, or my Aries Venus coming out. Like, if you wait for it, like, if you take the time to wait for him, sure. Eventually. If you can be patient, again, I have an Aries Venus. There's no patience there. Not a lot of patience. So, yeah, I tend to be making moves sometimes when people say I shouldn't, but hey.
That's, yeah. Well, not that you shouldn't, but just like, I could see that with the Aries Venus. Remind me what your Mars sign is.
Taurus.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Which that kind of balances it out, but like the Aries Venus is so just like, I want what I want and I want it now.
Yeah, it's real strong. Again, a detriment. Yeah. It's not, they don't go together.
Right. Right. But I feel like the Aquarius Venus is like I will wait it out. Like have the Aries Mars, or sorry, the Aries Mercury. So I do like, I feel like I'm communicating, like I want it quickly, but also like low-key, like I'll wait it out.
Yeah. And again, you also have to understand that Aquarius likes to be sure about things, like in anything. And so if an Aquarius likes you, if they're going to make a move, like they want to have some assurance that you feel the same before they make some move on you. Like if there's doubt, they're not doing it. They're not approaching.
Right. No, that tracks for sure. For sure.
Yes. Will the Aquarius man miss you? If you fucked it up, no. They will not. At all.
Hold a grudge, perhaps?
Yeah, they are big on grudges. They have moved on. Like, if you fucked it up with them, in their eyes, it doesn't matter what you think, but in their eyes, if you fucked it up, they're done with you. You should just move forward in life. Good luck. They're not gonna miss you. Did I say will they regret losing you? I think in same vein, no, not if you fucked it up. Now, if you didn't fuck it up, maybe, they might regret losing you if they kept their feelings hidden and they never expressed themselves, and you moved the fuck on. They might miss you or regret losing you. There you go. Yes, in that instance. But that's their own fault.
Will they apologize about any of those things that they've done? No.
They sure will not. They sure will not.
No.
Will they change their mind?
Now, see, I feel like because Aquarius is such like an intellectual sign, they do have they're stubborn, fixed energy, obviously, so it will take a long time. But I do feel like if they can convince themselves that they have changed their own mind and not it's not someone else trying to change their mind.
I could see that.
I think they have the ability to learn new information, synthesize it, and then change their mind.
I can see that. I feel like Aquarius definitely will entertain different ideas. It may not ever change their mind, but they're willing to hear you. Exactly. They might still keep the same opinion or, stance. But, because I think there's still that fixed energy of yeah, it's going to be hard to move them. Because especially Aquarius, again, because Aquarius already thinks that they know better than you know. So it's going to be kind of hard to change their mind if they already think they're right.
Yeah, no, that's really fucking annoying. Even again, I know I have these placements, so I do this sometimes, but I just knowing the ones that I do know, I'm just my God, can you just I know you think you're right. Can you just pretend?
Can you just pretend to think that anything else is plausible?
Please.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Will they ever settle down? Again, yeah, when they're interested. Yes, if they like you, they will settle down.
God forbid they get bored.
If they get bored, oh my. keep them interested. Are they romantic? What do you think, Shelby?
I don't know. I feel again, as with everything else that we've talked about, yes, but the romance is not the traditional kind of romance that you would expect. You don't want to necessarily be wined and dined, but you do want intimacy in ways that feel weird and out there and like unexpected, unconventional. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think they give you more of the air signs, so they're charming. I think the air signs are going to really charm you. And so I think that charm mixed with like that, like, I'm never really sure what I'm going to get. Sometimes it's really exciting. Right. Later that might turn into something else, but maybe in the beginning it feels very exciting. Like you just never know. Like they're so like unpredictable. Like, I don't know. I never know what they're going to do. And that's fun.
Yeah.
So, sometimes that can present in romantic ways, maybe.
The spontaneity.
Yeah. I don't think it's always, that traditional sense of romance. Like, you would have like maybe a Venusian sign, or like your Cancer, like really sweet and like thoughtful, like even like Libra, like again a little more thoughtful. But yeah, they're definitely gonna charm you.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely.
Are they sensitive?
I think so.
I think they are sensitive. Yeah,
I think they're extremely sensitive.
Yeah. I think
like, but they don't.
Not in an emotional way.
They are.
Yeah.
Right, it's
like,
different.
It comes out in like an eccentric kind of way. Yes.
And it's like shit that you wouldn't expect.
Yes.
Why did that bother you?
Right.
I don't know.
Yes. How much space do you give an Aquarius man?
Ooh, see, now men I can't really speak to, but like, your girl needs so much space to process. I need to like live in a dark cave for like 2 days and then come out and be like, okay, no, I'm cool.
Listen.
So I imagine if I need that much space, like probably a lot.
I'm going to say all the space they need, like all the space that you can really tolerate to give them, I would really give them.
Yeah.
Let them communicate with you, let them call you, because, otherwise, they'll just disappear on you. So, I don't know. They might do that anyway. But, give them, it's very difficult. It's like, I think I've looked at this early in this, like, relationship with this person I talked to or whatever. Like, okay, I know they're an Aquarius, and Aquarius needs more space. Now, Pisces tends to want to be together more. We like to merge. Like, we like togetherness.
This shit is so complicated for me because I'm like, let me crawl in your skin, but also like back the fuck up.
but also back away from me. Yes.
Like why is it both? Like, why do I want both? It is literally, they are opposite and yet
conflicting parts of yourself. I'm telling you.
It's muy complicado.
Yes. And like, so this is what I'm dealing with. So I'm like trying to be like, okay, let me just it's fine, Christine. Cause I have the, I don't like to say cling, cause I don't feel like I'm clingy. But, like, you have that, like, that wanting to connect piece from Pisces. But then you also have, again, my Aries Venus that's like, hey. I want to fuck. I want to, like, communicate. The Aries Mercury, like, let's, let's get things going. Like, it's very impatient. So it does not want to wait, and this person has the Capricorn Venus. It's got Aquarius. It's a lot of slowness. It's a lot of give me my space. Yes. And, the energy just is different. But when we're together, it's good. Unless it's bad. Right. Unless we get into it. And sometimes that happens because,
complicated.
The Aquarius and the Aries get to going because Aquarius got to be right and Aries isn't going to just let it go. So then you just like to argue. Anyways, give them a lot of space. That's what we're going to come back to. I did not research the next one, so we don't have to do it. But if you had to take a guess, we can just, throw something off here. What do you think the most attractive or compatible sign for an Aquarius man would be?
So just off the top of my head, I'm trying to think of kind of that ability to hold the emotional space because there's so little of that in an Aquarius, kind of, they're intellectualizing so much that I feel like they need a water sign who will do that, be able to hold that emotional space. But I feel like Pisces is too much to be the perfect opposite. I'm gonna say Scorpio.
I was gonna say, when you said water sign, I was definitely Scorpio. But I also kind of thought when I'm thinking about the zodiac, I'm Scorpio feels like a good match. I mean, of course, air sign and fire sign energy is typically compatible. I think I've seen Aquarius and Sagittarius can be good together. Can be.
Because they both have that professor ass energy of I really want to teach you some shit. I feel like that would get so annoying. Being in the middle of that relationship would just be I don't know if I can handle it.
Yes, because I mean, you think of Sagittarius also has very spontaneous energy. They like to go. They like adventure. They're always doing something new or different. And Aquarius is gonna like that. They're gonna connect well with that. I think it's the house right next to it. It's maybe it's not a certain term that I'm trying to call, but it's somewhat favorable when you're in the house right next door. But that also would make Aquarius and Pisces, which Aquarius and Pisces are not favorable. They're favorable signs to each other.
Sure.
They're just, there's certain energies that you have to work through. But generally they get along. They get along pretty well.
Okay.
So do you want to take a quick break? All right, y'all, we are back.
Welcome back.
Hey. So, we've been talking about some of the questions, the burning questions that people have about Aquarius men. And so I'm okay, so let's talk about who they are, right? Who are these Aquarius men?
Who are they?
So, right. Weirdos, right? So, listen. Just to put everyone's minds at ease, Aquarius men are not easy to understand.
It's not just you.
It's not just you. It is them.
It's everybody.
It's them.
Yeah.
It's not you. So just, let yourself off the hook. Give yourself a little break. Just everyone calm down. I'm speaking to myself. Just calm down. I left Shelby some snaps that she'll get to hear my back and forth about these things. Oh yeah, it wasn't me. Of course it wasn't me.
Story time to look forward to later.
Yes. Ooh, it's a long one too, girl. I was ooh, let me stop. We've been talking for a while.
That's why we communicate that way. You just leave me a little story for later.
Right.
That's great.
It's Shelby gets her own mini podcast on Christine's life, mainly my love life.
My personal favorite listening material, honestly. Really couldn't ask for much more. Really could not ask for much more.
Me ranting about work, me ranting about who I'm, dealing with. Ranting about all kinds of things. I'm always ranting. It's a great time. So anyways, back to Aquarius men. They're, as we've stated before, right? They're unpredictable. Aquarius
So unpredictable.
is an unpredictable sign. Blame Uranus. You never know what you're going to get. It's like, Forrest Gump. Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know. That's Aquarius. Like, you just...
Do you think he was an Aquarius?
That... What sign was Forrest Gump?
BRB. Just keep telling him about these Aquarius men, and I'm going to find that out. We're going to do a quick fact check.
Oh, gosh. Forrest. Oh, love Forrest Gump. So, again, you can ask Aquarius men about their feelings. They may or may not tell you. They're probably, they're just really protective. Again, this is part of the sign. It's okay. I mean, it does make it difficult. I'm not going to lie. Like, it makes life hard especially when you're a water sign, or maybe even a fire sign, people that deal with feelings. They don't.
Man, I can't imagine that a fire sign and an Aquarius would get along very well. Like,
right? But also, air sign, fire sign is technically compatible.
A bunch of hot air? Are you serious? Just blowing those flames up, stroking that ego, I guess. I mean, technically. But it's interesting. I mean, the Aquarius that I know, well, not the Aquarius, because there's several, but the one that I deal with closely. The most. The
most.
That I get to hear about the most.
The one that we talk about the most. Yes. Very, very distinctly told me doesn't like Aries. Which Aries and Aquarius are technically compatible. Like, these are compatible signs. I think they're sextile. Girl, not you tonight.
I know. Now it's my fault.
Sextile.
Honestly, you said that because I was thinking, like, I feel like an air sign and a fire sign could have a lot to offer each other in terms of sexual compatibility, because again, like, we're just fanning the flames, right? It's getting real hot. But then, like, when it comes down to, again, like, feelings, relationship compatibility, I really have a hard time seeing it. Like, I know traditional astrology says yes, but I don't know.
So who would you, like, okay, we're about to divert for just a second. Who would you put with an Aquarius? Or with air signs?
Didn't we already talk about this?
You said, that's right, you said Scorpio. So a fiery water sign. So someone that can help them connect. That's right, sorry.
Exactly. It's okay, we took a very long break.
We took a long break, y'all. It was, a long one. So forgive my brain. Yes, okay. So a fiery water sign. Yes, okay.
Yes.
I feel that. Yes.
Yes.
Aquarius is, I mean, the thing is, they're all like an acquired taste, like they're all, there's just, they got a little something about them. So who knows? They could all be somebody different or be into a different energy just because they all over the place.
Right.
I don't know.
And you know what? I feel like, I feel like that really tracks, because they're all weirdos. But, like, the brand of weird varies from Aquarius to Aquarius. And, again, I'm, like, now identifying very heavily with this because of my, I've said it a million times, like, my large amount of Aquarius placements, especially in the places that I have them. And, I think I'm kind of an acquired taste as well. I think if you like me, you really fucking like me.
Yeah.
If you don't, you just don't.
Yeah. I mean, the funny thing is, like, I now have identified, I work with quite a few Aquariuses, because it's, we are just now ending Aquarius season, and when this airs, we'll be in Pisces season. But when we're recording, we're at the end of Aquarius season. The other day I was like, we're in the shadow of Pisces season, so we're in the shadow.
We're basically there.
We're in Pisces season.
Are you feeling your feelings yet?
Right, like,
coming up real quick.
It's right on here. So
'cause I can feel it.
I feel it. Okay. So, yeah. So, look, what am I saying? Aquarius.
Acquired taste. You work with a lot of Aquarians.
I work with a lot of
Everyone
Aquarians.
just had a birthday.
Yes. Yes. So we've identified them all because their birthday season is right now. And they get annoyed with each other. Like, about, like, because they're all just a different brand of weird. And they, like, sometimes they get along on certain things. But, like, sometimes they be getting annoyed with each other. Yeah. Yeah.
You're totally onto something. I feel like a lot of times, like, especially fixed energy signs, and I think maybe it's just a fixed sign thing, but, like, I was just having this conversation with somebody about Leos and how, like, a lot of times Leos don't like each other because, like, they want to be the center of attention. So if there's more than one in a room, they, like, cannot stand it.
Right.
Actually, I had this conversation with a friend because she told me both of her parents are Leos, and I was like, oh my God, I cannot imagine both of them together. Like, how did anything get done? But, like, I think Aquarius is the same way with the weirdness. Like, I want to be the weirdest person in the room. I actually was just listening to an old episode where we talked about, you said something about, like, Aquarians are the ones that say, like, I'm not from here. Because they're just weird little aliens or whatever. And, like, you can't have more than one of those people in the room at one time.
Right.
You can't all be unique and special and weird.
And yet we all are, but, you know, because Aquarius, but it's like, it's different. But I'm really different. Level. Right. Like, I'm really, really different. You're just a little, like, you're a little different. You're a little bit unique, but I'm, like, really unique.
Yes. Okay, I believe you. All right. If you say so. Yeah, totally.
Oh, yes. That is our... that is our Aquarius.
Okay, so what else do we have about Aquarius men? What else?
Sorry, girl, I was just checking my battery. It was like something said the battery was low. I was like, oh no, hold on. So back to the feeling. So look, if their Aquarians are spending time with you, it's because they really like you. So rest assured, like if they fuck with you, they fuck with you. So just know that they don't waste time with people they don't want to be around. So if they're around, they want you around.
Okay.
Back on the difference, the different scale. They understand that they think differently. They don't like to follow the crowd, and they pride themselves on being different. So just let them have that. just allow it to be. Know that they're, sometimes they like to just play devil's advocate or whatever. They just like to just be on the other side. You just argue for, just have a different opinion.
I cannot relate. That shit annoys the fuck out of me.
It's very Aquarius.
To be the devil's advocate.
Right.
I feel like he has plenty.
Right. Doesn't he? So, so the next thing is they don't like liars or lying.
I mean, does anybody really?
No. But also, now, again, right, because we have to think about these are people that are always right. So if you got to be truthful, like they like the facts, they like honesty, facts. They don't like no fake shit.
Again, logic. They like logic.
Yes.
They don't want you trying to manipulate with feelings.
Yes. So keep it 100, right? Like if you're gonna say something, do what you said you're gonna do. That's very important for them. Again, Saturn is a traditional ruler, so let's remember that Saturn, daddy energy. Do what you say you're going to do. Handle your business. Uphold your responsibilities.
I'm getting that a lot lately.
Listen, I got a personal daddy Saturn right here.
All those Pisces placements really, it's conflicting because, we'll get things done, but like on our own fucking time.
And it's going to be, I'm going to procrastinate, but like eventually I'm going to do it. Like, shit.
I'm going to wait till the last fucking minute until I do not have time anymore and I have to rush.
Yes.
But it'll get done. It'll get done.
I mean, I have a plan in my head. You're like, write it down.
No.
I write down my feelings. I don't write down plans and goals.
Why would I do that? Why would I do that?
Oh, we all have our work to do.
Don't we?
So, like Shelby said, Aquarians, especially the men, like to use their logic over their feelings. So, when in conversation, especially about your feelings, just know that it may feel a little more one-sided. They might not connect as easily to the emotions. Mm-hmm. They might still talk to you about what their thoughts are. It's always interesting when you have those conversations with people and you're talking about feelings and they're talking about thoughts, and they're like, you do know we're talking about two different things, right?
But that's the thing, they don't. They don't conflate them as the same.
Yes.
And, like, you don't understand that they are different things. And,
yes.
Relatable content. Because I get that fucked up sometimes.
Yes. I'm like, look, talking about...
thought are not the same. And I know better.
They're not.
I went to school for this shit, but I had to because I didn't know better before.
Whew. Listen, I feel like it's been a lifelong personal struggle. Like, you are talking about this and I'm talking about that. Like, I need you to see that we are talking about two different things happening. You're talking about something's happening in your brain. I'm talking about something's happening in my heart, or, in my whatever. Obviously it's not happening from the organ, the heart, but we all know what we mean.
Yes. Is it happening in your thinking brain, your thought brain, your cognitive brain, or is it happening in your feelings brain?
Your feelings brain, right. In the base. In the base of
essentially your heart. Two different things. Do you want me to do the hand model of the brain
right? Let's do the hand model, what happens when you flip your lid. Guys. Okay.
No. Just don't let us get into the psychology.
Right. It's just like psych bag, therapy bag. Like, okay, we're back. We're on astrology.
It's not what you came for.
Yes, you came for the astrology. Okay, back to the Aquarians. Right. They just don't. They don't connect as easily to emotions. Doesn't mean they're not there. They are actually, I feel like, very sensitive. Just in a different way. Live wire.
In a different way.
Yes. So, okay, what did I say? Okay, I said they'll always process from, they're always going to process from their head first. So they're going to put what's practical, what's logical over their emotions every time. That's the priority level. And they're always going to do what they feel is best for them.
Yes.
So, yeah, like, if it don't feel like it's working out no more, they're going to cut it off. It's going to be like, yeah, it's not working out. There might not be a lot of empathy with it. I don't know. But, yeah, that's where they're going to be.
Not.
Right. So, they're also very confident. Mm-hmm. We see that, cocky sometimes even.
Maybe that's where it comes from for me, because, I get a little God complex here and there.
Ooh, God complex. Yes, very Aquarius. Very Aquarius, God complex. They want things to be done their way because, again, they believe that their way of thinking is correct and the most logical. And sometimes it is. Sometimes you should let someone else, take the lead. But you just can't know everything. It's just not possible.
No one expects that of you.
No one expects Aquarius it. Men. Just let us help. Let people help. We all have a place. We all have a purpose. So, yeah, they believe they know better than people around them, or most people around them. And so sometimes that cockiness can backfire. It can rub people the wrong way. That's why it's a whole episode, Dear Aquarius Men, right? Like, sometimes...
We covered all those tweets in the beginning. Like, people are really upset.
People
are extremely upset with them.
Don't fuck with y'all.
It's a very close second to Pisces Men.
Listen, I mean, right next door, right? The signs right next to each other. You know, brethren. Yes. End of the zodiac mess. It just gets messy at the end, you know?
You know what? Life is messy, but death is even messier.
That's where we're at, right? Like, you know, that's where we're at.
It's the end of a cycle.
It's the end. Whew, you know, it's like Aquarius is old age, and then like Pisces is death, and like transcendence. Here we are. It's a mess at the end. So you learn a lot. You learned a lot of lessons. There's a lot of reflection, but it's just kind of, it's a mess. So here's a big one. I feel like, I don't know, maybe we covered this earlier too, but not just men, but we're talking about the men.
Right.
They're loners. This is important for people, especially like me, that have a lot of water energy, and just want to connect all the time. They need a lot of space, like not just some space, usually a lot. They're pretty independent. They need time to recharge, kind of like introverts. You know, they might be just kind of a more introverted sign. I can't remember. There's a list kind of introverted, extroverted signs. Aquarius might be on the introverted side. But yeah, they definitely need a lot of time and space to themselves. So don't be alarmed or hurt.
Right. Which, it's hard because, like, again, I know we're mostly talking about men.
Right.
But, you know, I need a lot of alone time. And I think for a lot of time, like a lot of my life, I attributed it to being an only child. Like, I grew up, you know, with a lot of space and time to figure things out on my own. And so, like, when I really need to problem solve, or when I really need to, like, you know, make a decision or reflect on something, like, I need literally everyone to get the fuck out. I need, like, hours and hours of time to just, like, sit alone in my thoughts and, like, do nothing.
I kept seeing this.
Like, it's very difficult to just, like, you know, to express that to people and then just be like, I'm cool though. I promise I'm cool. I just go away for just a little while. Because people don't like it.
Yeah, it's, you know, it's probably just, you know, other signs that really, really want connection, and they're just like, why are you gone though? Are you okay? Are we okay? Are we, like, what's happening? You know, other people get anxious. They're like, what? Where are you? Like, what's going on? So, like I was saying, Aquarius men are not always going to prioritize the romantic relationships. They, you know, so like love is not always at the top of their list. They, you know, they might love you, but they just don't need to be around you all the time. So they need a person who is also very independent, because they are a very independent sign. They want to know that you have your own stuff going on. You've got your own friends, your own hobbies, whatever. Because they're not going to be around. At least not all the time.
Right. And you know what? Like, I think we say this with everybody, and I hope that we said this with the Pisces Men episode too, but like, you got to look at somebody's whole birth chart. Like, I just imagine if you are, you know, an Aquarius sun and you like exhibit a lot of these qualities, but also then you do end up being a little clingy. Like, maybe you've got some heavy water sign, or maybe you've got a lot of Libra placements. Like, you know, that big romance energy that sort of balances it all out. It's just when you're like heavy on one side or the other, that you kind of have to watch out for these things.
Right.
And,
Right.
I mean, your sun sign is kind of like the whole of your personality, but that doesn't mean that there's not other things in there to, switch up. So
absolutely.
we're all very unique and different in our charts.
Yes, all of us. I mean, it would take, what is it, like 82,000 years for your birth chart to be repeated? Like, it's something crazy. Like, it's something wild.
Also, what a heady thought. Like, in
Right.
80,000 years, there's someone with my exact birth time and place and all that stuff. Like, wouldn't that be crazy?
Is it you again? That's the question.
Is it me again?
Is it
Am
you
I just being
again?
reincarnated? I like to think about it that way. That's what a fun thought. Okay, sorry. I could go off in a tangent about that forever. Maybe for another episode.
Who knows? Age of Aquarius.
Future trippin'.
In 82,000 years, another person exactly with my makeup astrologically is going to appear on this planet. If the planet's still here.
I mean, okay, yeah.
Maybe 82,000 years ago. Maybe we need to go back. I don't know.
Right. Biblical times.
Biblical times.
What would you have been like? I like to think of myself as a real Mary Magdalene ass bitch.
Girl, I'm a whole harlot. Like somebody. Oh, I don't know if this is. So.
It's not for the pod.
My friend tells me that. Often, we've talked about my daddy Saturn is, he is definitely religious, but not churchy.
Right. Sure. You can.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't have to do both.
Right. So like, he tells me that I'm like the woman at the well, and I'm like, the one that the hoe, like like there was a woman, like, I don't know, there was a woman that Jesus talked to, and he was talking about like she had a bunch of husbands, basically like she was sleeping around. I was like, you trying to say I was like the woman that Jesus was like?
Okay,
he was like, no.
I'm not well versed in the Bible because I grew up, just a heathen or whatever. But like, I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that means that you're very free thinking. And
not in that story, it wasn't.
You know what? The point of that story was that Jesus loved you any fucking way.
That is the point.
Tell him to leave you alone. Okay?
I don't think that was the story, but that was where my mind went, because he was like, the woman, I don't know, he said something. I was like, the woman that Jesus said was like, he said, you'd have been around. Like, he was like, girl, you've had many. Like,
okay, rude, like true, but like very fucking rude, okay? Very fucking rude.
He said, Jesus, I heard about you, girl. That. I heard about you. Talk around town.
We don't need this.
You did
that. And what did you hear?
Several men.
Talking to me. Alright, so you must have liked what you heard. Okay.
Not Jesus trying to get some too, no.
Sorry, if there's a hell,
down.
I'm already there. It's fine. It's fine. I've accepted my fate. See y'all there.
Oh, how did we get here? Was Jesus an Aquarius?
Okay, what else do we have about these Aquarius? Back to the Aquarius before we get the fuck out of here.
So,
what do we have?
Okay. So, if we remember again, these are Uranus creatures, Uranian creatures, Uranians. And so they've got a little rebel in them. That's why we like them, It's like, ooh, it's the bad boy. Right. So they might like more unconventional relationships. I think we did talk about this earlier too. Like, they're going to be into just something different. Now, it's not necessarily always like multiple people or like, maybe the things you go to first, but they're probably not the most traditional in the things they like. It might be something in the bedroom, it might be something as far as just the relationship, but they need, these are independent people. They need some freedom, they need a little space. They need a little weird. They need a little, yeah. Like,
I'm gonna keep saying it. The weirder, the better.
Keep it spicy. Keep it different. Keep it weird. Yeah.
Don't let us get bored.
Yeah. Don't. it's a bad sign for Aquarians. Like, don't let them get bored. Now, here's a different thing. We have talked about this. We definitely talked about this in the not safe for work episode when we really got into sex and signs. But Aquarius men don't actually they don't need sex often to feel fulfilled.
Yeah. So you talked about this a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, why would you not want to have more of a good thing?
It's a personal frustration of mine.
Aries,
right?
No, Aries, Venus.
Aries, Venus.
Aries, Venus.
Like, yeah,
okay, but,
it just, again, Aries, Mars ruled, like, sex. It's the planet of sex. You just want to do it all the time. It's very horny. It's a very horny energy. And it's just like, when we get together, it's a great time. Right. I don't understand why it's not happening all the time since it's so great. It's like, let's do it again. Let's do it some more. And they're just like, yeah, it was cool. Like, and I'm doing other stuff now. Like, but we could be doing this.
I'm out here like, reading about a really obscure topic and gaining knowledge, and you're just like, but you don't want to fuck right now.
You don't want to fuck right now? Like, look at this.
Look at this.
Look at this. Like, do you see this? You don't want to just
come on.
Tell me to come over right now? Like, okay. They're just like, I haven't not to talk about a different one, right? I got a different one. He's always working.
He must have some other, both of your Aquarians, I imagine, have some Capricorn or some earth sign energy that's
just
like
very earthy.
Get to work.
Just so earthy. Just like, please. I mean, just always like, and I'm like, do you still want to do this? And he's like, yeah, duh. He's like, yeah. I'm just busy right now. I'm like, but it's been a couple months. Like, it's not just been like a few days. Like, he's like, yeah, I've just been working. I'm like, don't you need some stress relief?
These dry spell ass motherfuckers. Although, again, I won't act like I have not like done the same thing. Like, when it's good. But like, I don't mind a break.
Right.
Sometimes it's the alone time, the space, the like clear your head.
What
time.
is that? What?
I don't know. It's like, because also, I think about me being a Pisces. It's like, it's real easy to get lost in the sauce. It's real easy to just like, overly romanticize. And then I got those Aquarius placements that are going, no, back it up. Like, chill out. Be by yourself for a minute. Like, just flush it out.
What is that? No, I don't have that. I'm missing that piece.
She doesn't.
She
doesn't get it.
I am very introverted, and I do need my own, like, my alone time. But I think the difference for me is like, maybe it depends. I don't know. I'm like, sometimes that's separate from like the person that I'm with. Like, if it's like a romantic partner, it's like, I don't mind being up under you. But like, everybody else has got to go. Everybody else has got to go. But then there are times that I definitely just need to be by myself.
Sure.
But yeah, it also maybe still even feels different when the other person wants to be away or needs to be. I'm like, oh, why do you need to be away from me?
Right. It's like, I want to be the one making the decision.
Right. Like,
yeah.
You don't need to be away from me. I'm great.
The second someone else is like, okay, I'll see you in a little bit. I'm like, no. Wait, what? No.
Right? Like, what?
Which I know that's fucking problematic, that's why we're having this episode. That's why we're here.
That's why we're here. We're talking about the things. So they don't always have to be fucking, whatever. But the problem is they get you hooked. Like, who one of the tweets said it. They get you hooked. And then they just be kind of like, oh yeah, I mean, maybe hit you up in a few weeks. I'm like, weeks? You
know what? Again, I think this is the common thread of all of our problematic zodiac signs.
Yes.
with the Pisces men, it's like they get you hooked on that like healing, like
yes, just loving
I understand
energy,
you on this deep level,
empathy,
emotional connection,
listen to you.
And then with the Aquarians, you get hooked on the like, oh, we're so connected through this like intellectual level, like this intellectual conversation. And you know, not to spoil anything for the future, but I imagine at some point we will have to talk about Gemini men as well.
Yes.
Because for them, it's like, I think their thing is like they get you hooked on the charisma.
Oh, yeah.
The banter. And the, you know, it is similar to the Aquarians in a little bit, but it's a little bit bigger. A little more extroverted.
It's more charming. It's like way, like, yeah, like it's turned up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. They're everyone's favorite person. Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody's got their thing.
Yeah, we'll definitely get into them. I'm telling you, bad boys of the zodiac. Like it's coming. Yes, bad boys of the zodiac. Like, because they're in there, you know, just right up there with the Aquarians and the Pisceans.
Pisceans and Aquarians deserved their own special,
absolutely,
very special episode.
Very special episode.
I think now this is your time to shine. I feel like maybe I need my own personal episode about Scorpio men.
Ooh, yeah, yes you do. Yes you do.
Because, you know, I've had my fair share of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
All bad.
I'm here for it.
But maybe we just need to have one episode where we just cover everyone who hasn't had a very special episode.
The bad boys of the zodiac. That's the episode. It's coming.
Yeah. We'll make it happen. Anyway, I'm sorry. I got us on a tangent. Surprise. Welcome back.
Welcome back to Tangents. Tangents.
Somebody make us a song.
Yes, make us a jingle. So they don't mind non-monogamy. They don't mind monogamy. It's just about the person, you know, who they're with. One night stands. Yeah.
Sorry. I don't know if we've ever talked about this. Maybe this is not a pod conversation, but like, what are your thoughts about that? As like, you know, Piscean, like you got your Taurus sign. You're pretty grounded. Like, how do you feel about that as a whole?
About non-monogamy?
Yeah. No pressure. I just put you on the spot.
No. I mean, well, you know, I'm very pro non-monogamy in general. But I have found that energy exists on a spectrum for me, depending on the other person.
Right. Yes. Okay. That's fair. I get that. It makes a lot of sense.
It's like the person I'm dealing with right now, and they're an Aquarius, which is like, I need to be more on the like lenient end, or not. I don't need to be, but you know, yeah.
Right. You don't need to be anything.
I don't need to be anything, but yeah, like I don't know. I would have a harder time with non-monogamy with that person.
Well, because there just has to be like a foundation of some kind of trust.
Yes.
There has to be like some, you know, you got to establish some other shit before you get there, right? Like,
yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think that maybe that's probably why at this point in time I'm like, no, I don't see that with that person. But there have been people that I have been open to non-monogamy with.
Sure.
Yes.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the idea in theory. Like,
right.
I like the idea because, you know, again, Aquarius Venus, Aquarius Mars.
Right.
I love the idea of like, you know, people are not to be like owned. Like, you don't own me.
Right.
But sometimes in a relationship, I am just like, no, actually, yeah, that's mine. No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Like,
it gets to
It's like,
feel like that. Yeah.
I like it in theory, but like in practice, I feel like I am actually quite possessive, which, again, problematic. Like,
I mean, I think we all get that way. And I think especially over time, even if you're not a person that is more geared towards possessiveness, like over time, it is like, no, that's mine.
yeah,
Get back.
I don't know. And I think you're right. I think it just depends on like the person, the situation,
Yeah.
the vibe.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not a blanket yes or no for me.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just kind of, it's very dependent on the situation and the other person, the relationship. Yeah. This person is already very flirty and very, can be charming. It's got a Libra moon. Charming.
The air moons, I swear to God.
Yeah.
I'm speaking for myself and every other air moon I've ever met. Like, so charming.
Very, very charming.
That was really like a, like, toot toot, like,
yeah.
I'm so charming. But
it's a thing. I mean, it's part of it. Yeah. And so it's just a lot. It's already a lot. We're not even, whatever. So
yeah.
And I would hate to say that, like, if we were in a relationship, I feel like I would want to tighten the reins, but, like, we're going to have to set some boundaries. It's going to have to be some boundaries. It's a little too much going on. Anyways, but you got to be open. Like, they need variety.
Right.
They need, the freedom and the openness. So, like, if you are a person...
At least to have the conversation.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but if you were a person that's really, like... fixed on especially about relationships and like how they should go, Aquarius might not be the match for you, really.
That might not be the match for you.
Yeah, because they gonna need you to be a little more open and a little less rigid.
Right.
Yeah. So all of that say, we've talked about their charm. They're very sociable, or they can be. Even the life of the party. They're not always big on complimenting you. We did talk about they are slick haters. Slick haters.
I love the hate on something popular just because it's cool. Like, I know.
So if they're interested in you, you'll find out they'll probably ask you things about yourself, like things like about your hobbies, things you're interested in. So that they can connect with you and show interest. So they're probably not going to be like, oh girl, I love that sweater, da da da. Now, occasionally I have gotten some compliments out of some Aquarians. But, it isn't like their best thing. Like you can tell.
Right.
Sometimes it's not their best thing. But they are very inquisitive about you. So, like, if they're interested, they're going to ask you things about yourself, want to know things about you. They need the mental stimulation. So they're going to engage you in some real conversation. Sometimes you're not always prepared for the level of conversation they want to have with you.
Right.
But it's a good sign in general. If they're trying to engage you, that means they're interested in you. So, yeah, they want to have meaningful conversations. So the last thing is, Aquarians are going to want to date someone who they feel is their equal. People that can keep up with them. So we've talked about a lot of other things here with Aquarians. We know that they're going to feel that they're smarter than you. And that they're always right. But they still want to feel, that's why the intellectual connection is very important, because they need to feel like we are on the same ground. Like, yeah, you got to be able to keep up. And if you can't keep up that conversation, that's a real good sign to them that you're not going to be able to vibe.
Man, I gotta say, yeah, that is like the biggest possible turnoff I can imagine, is like trying to start a conversation with somebody and they're just like, huh? What?
Yeah.
I'm just like,
yeah.
All right, never mind. I have to do this. I need you to be able to keep up in the conversation. The Gemini moon and the Aquarius placements are just like, come on.
It's the air
stuff.
stuff.
Give me some banter.
Yeah.
Banter with me. Talk some shit. Come on.
Because I'm telling you, there are times when, like, sometimes I'm on, but, like, especially if I'm elevated, it's like you gotta like we're doing fine now, but I'm on the down end.
So you have the Aries Mercury, which I think does help a lot.
Yeah. Well, according to my Aquarius friend, he says that makes me real just spaced. He's like, the way your thought process works. Well, I think it's really because like Aries. Equimini, Aquarius.
Yeah, there we go.
Aquarius. I think because Aries, like the thought process is more, what is the word I'm trying to, it's like there's more impulsivity in Aquarius. There it is again. Okay. Aries.
Aries is more impulsive as a sign.
Yes. Like
zodiac babies.
Yes. The mental energy is just different. And like Aquarius is so overly thought almost. And so you take someone who's not doing a lot of thinking before they talk or something, and then you take someone that's doing a lot of thinking, and like, yes. Sometimes it just doesn't, always go together as far as mental energy.
Makes sense. Makes sense. I get it. Especially
so there it is.
An elevated space, as you called it.
Right. So, sometimes, I mean, when, again, my mind will clear. And this other person, as of today, working with them, let me tell you. Well, I'll tell you that off mic.
The
but
elevation just adds to the thought process. It just keeps that cycle going a little bit more.
Unrelatable content.
Straight.
Unrelatable content.
Unrelatable.
I do not know what that life is like. Like, I am so excited to get away from all of my thoughts and my body.
All of the above.
All of it.
Put me on a cloud. Send me away.
Listen, isn't that why we smoke? Like, why are we still thinking?
Again, I do, I have been, now that I live in a fully recreational state now. Isn't that crazy?
I love this for you.
Sorry,
I'm slightly jealous, but I do love it for you.
I think I know I mentioned this a lot last season, but I'm just like, experimenting with different strains and different, whatever. And they all affect everybody differently. But if your brain is already like a little overstimulated with your own thoughts on a regular basis, sometimes you need something that's going to just bring it the fuck down. It's like when you give somebody who already has ADHD like a stimulant and then it helps them focus the thoughts. It's like sometimes maybe personally you need something that's a little more of an upper so you can take all those thoughts that are in your brain and just like synthesize them a little more smoothly. And then if you give them something that's going to bring them down, then they just like externalize all those thoughts immediately.
I literally was just thinking about this earlier today. Like, I wonder if a sativa would be better for him. Like, he will never go for it because he loves the indica. But like, I'm like, I wonder if a sativa would actually be a better option for you.
That shit, it's changed my life. Like, I feel like I used to think that I just had a low tolerance and I was just smoking the wrong weed.
Amen.
Wrong weed.
I mean, I have a friend that told me, this gets into our drug conversation, but I had a friend that told me that like more recently found out that she has, done coke. And I was like, oh, wow. Okay. Like, I didn't even know. Like, Where did Ollie get left out? Like, you doing coke
is
now?
the friend in the room with us right now?
No.
It's me.
No, it's not. No, not this. No,
Okay.
no.
Okay.
We've talked about your coke. Like, no.
Yeah, you well known.
I was,
Well
yeah.
known.
So this friend tells me, and I'm like, oh, okay. But then she tells me on another conversation about it, like, oh, we were going to this party, and I'm like, I'm gonna have my, my weed or whatever. I'm good. Like, have that and a little tequila. I'm gonna be good to go. Like, we gonna be lit.
Right. Perfect combo.
Right. And she's like, oh no, I don't know if that's gonna work for me or whatever. And so I'm like, well, don't you, in coke your thing or whatever? Why don't you get some coke, whatever? And she's like, oh,
like
that's
it's
just
so easy.
right. Well, true. I'm like, I don't know how easy it is. I'm like, I just know you was doing it, so like I assumed that you could get some.
It's fair. It's a fair assumption, actually. Yeah. No, you're right.
So, so I'm like, okay, get some of that. So she's like, well, coke just kind of like chills me out. It just kind of mellows me out. And I'm like, what? I thought it was an upper. So that's a normal effect?
No, it depends on your brain chemistry. I think.
Okay, that's what. Yeah.
A brain that's like that, like, because Jack is the same way. Like, we have been in enough places and done coke at the same time and together enough times that I would be like, wow, this is so much fun. Oh my God, I'm having the best time of my life. I would just be like on 10,000. And he would just be like, yeah, I'm cool. I'm chilling. I just don't really feel like this does anything to me. My mouth's a little numb because, whatever. But like, I'm cool. And like, I would just be like, what's your fucking problem? What is your problem? Like, I'm having so much fun right now. And it turns out just lots and lots of undiagnosed ADHD. So
that was my thing. So my conversation with her was like, my therapist brain and like, clinical brain. I'm like, I feel like you might, be a good candidate for some.
Let's break out the DSM real quick. I got one for you. Like,
some mental health medication, ma'am. If the coke is calming for you, like
if it's hitting like that, like
maybe you might need
a light stimulant.
Right. So come on over here to this side of things.
It might be really helpful.
Might be helpful for you in everyday life. If you talk about, I was like, I thought coke was a party drug. I thought that was the good time. Like,
For some people, yes, but also not to get dark with it, but like I think that's why a lot of people get addicted to stimulants. It's like they're just trying to balance out their brain chemistry.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Here I am on my pro legalize all drugs soapbox, but like, yeah, people are just trying to cope.
Just trying to figure out what works. What makes them feel balanced.
Exactly.
How do we get to a balanced place?
That literally never works.
It literally never works. It just makes the problem worse. Like, figure something else out.
Much worse. Oh my God. Okay, sorry. I just looked at how long we've been recording now, and I was like, let's keep it to a tight 30 minutes.
We got to end the episode, y'all. We know y'all love us, but we'll come back next week.
Look, it's the first episode of the season. We wanted you to have a lot of content to listen to because you missed us. You missed us.
And you enjoyed this roast on Aquarius Men, and we want to hear all about it. We want to hear all about your thoughts.
Okay, I know we keep asking people to send us voice notes to play on the podcast. Like, who doesn't want to be a little famous and be on our podcast, right?
Hello.
Send us a voice note.
Send us a voice note.
Tell us about your bad experiences with Aquarius Men.
Let us hear about them. I'm gonna send a voice note. No, this whole podcast is my voice note. What? Like,
look, we've got voice notes from. I have the voice notes from Christine in my Snapchat inbox right now.
She absolutely does.
Just waiting for you to roast this man in heavy detail.
Oh man.
I hope he listens.
I told him this morning. I was like, "Look, we're doing an episode, Dear Aquarius Men. You should listen."
Woke up today and chose violence against this man.
And then I was like, "No, you shouldn't. You shouldn't listen to it, because who knows what I'll say."
I mean,
and it's gonna be about
who
you.
knows? Who knows? Nothing that's not deserved, okay? Let me just
That
say,
is true.
as the person that's getting all these stories, everything was well deserved. You went
Everything.
light, frankly.
No, we could have. I didn't want to get too personal. I wanted to keep it to Aquarius Men, not the Aquarius Man that I am personally doing. Just change the episode name.
We did
Dear,
get into that territory just a little bit.
we got a little bit there, just a little bit.
But-
But he's a very Aquarius person, so I felt like it was okay.
I agree.
He has several
I
Aquarius
have my
placements.
You know what? Don't fuck around with somebody who has a podcast if you don't want to get shit talked on you. Okay.
Hello.
That's
Hello.
word to the wise.
Right?
Be nice, or we will talk shit about you on our podcast.
Gonna talk about you.
What did we say in the trailer? It's messy. It's
Listen,
messy. It's
we're
complicated.
all about the mess, and we're
Unhinged.
coming in
It's fun.
episode 1 with the mess. My mess. You missed
Yes.
it. You missed all my mess.
You missed it. It's only gotten progressively messier as
Just
this
progressive.
podcast has gone on.
My life has gotten so messy as this podcast has gone on.
And you know what? Same.
Oh,
We'll get there, though.
Yeah,
We'll get there.
same. Both of us. Such a Pisces. I mean, we named it the right
Someone
way.
pick us up for syndication already, okay? I want to just do this for the rest of my life. You know what? Yeah, I had an astrologer tell me that I needed to just chill the fuck out for 2 years and not really worry about my career. But then in 2 years, that I would be doing something and have a lot of success in communications. So,
Hello.
sounds
I mean,
like
we're
a
not going to
podcast
stop the
me.
podcast for 2 years, but no.
I think she just meant like keep doing what you're doing, like don't work
Yes.
too hard, but like just do your thing for a couple.
Don't
of
work
years.
too hard. Oh, that's nice.
And then in 2 years, you'll have a transit that will like kick a lot of things off for you, and you'll know. So
How
I'm
will
kind of
I
hoping we don't have to wait
know?
that long. But
Yes.
are we getting a little Whitney Houston again?
Yes.
Yes. A little. Christine's doing a little dance for us. It's
Yes.
cute. Christine, on that note, do we want to spell it out and get out of here?
Let's spell it out. Like, okay, do I remember how to spell it? Yes. Okay. So
We still don't have that song.
we still don't have this. It's partially made, y'all. It's just not, the Virgo inside of me won't let me release something that I don't feel is perfect. And so we'll revisit, maybe I'll find a new producer to be their muse and work up on a free music sample. Work up on,
Yes.
I'm not opposed to using my feminine wiles to get what I need to get done.
Yep. You know what?
Oh,
Same.
Yes.
Same. I've got things that you want. You've got things that I want.
Come on. I got things that you want. You got... Okay, yes.
Okay,
All right.
yeah.
Come on.
Yes. All right. Spell it out for him, Christine.
So, y'all,
where are we? What are
if
we? Who are
you
we?
want to get in touch with us, and you know that you do, you can reach us at suchapiscespod@gmail.com, and that is spelled SuchaPiscespod@gmail.com.
You can also find us at Such a Pisces Pod on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, and now on TikTok. I made us a TikTok.
TikTok. We out here, y'all. We out here. Find
We're
us.
working on it.
Yes.
Please be patient with me. I am not the social media savvy person that Christine is, but I love TikTok, and I'm working on it.
And on TikTok, you ain't even got to be savvy. You just got to hit on something, Just
Just hit on something.
hit on something one time, really.
I can do that. I can do that. I can do that. Go follow us. I'll try to post some fun content. And otherwise, please like our podcast, subscribe to our podcast, Give us a 5-star rating if you've enjoyed what you've heard. If you made it this fucking far, like, please give us a 5-star rating, please.
5 stars.
You made it so far.
Yes, 5 stars. Hit us up with the 5 stars.
And keep sending us those voice notes, and we'll see y'all next week.
See you next week, y'all. Stay safe and protect your energy.
Bye.
Bye.